like to begin by expressing my gratitude to the Jewish Life Centre and to Tully for organising this evening's inspiring and uplifting gathering for the sake of our hostages, soldiers and their families. There have been numerous vigils, fundraisers, marches and all types of events over the last few weeks, and I thank you all for being here this evening as we again come together in solidarity for the safe return of all the innocent souls tragically still being held hostage and the healing of all those affected. In the last 2 weeks, we were grateful to see the release of some of the hostages. I want to specifically mention 2 of them, Daphna and Ella Eliakim. These 2 young, vibrant, loving and beautiful girls, aged 15 and 8, are not just names on a news headline or statistics in a conflict. They are part of our family. Their mother, Mayam Zin, is my husband's first cousin. While we are absolutely relieved that they are home, the psychological scars that they carry are heartbreaking. Many of you will know how they were horrifically abducted from their kibbutz, Nahal Oz, and taken to Gaza. Their mother, Mayam, and the entire family spent every single day of their 51 days in captivity not knowing if the girls were safe. It was excruciating. For those who are not familiar with the specifics, I will recap. Daphna and Ella were with their father, Noam Eliakim, at his home in the kibbutz, along with his partner Dikla and her son Tomer. They were there to celebrate Simchat Torah and the kibbutz's 70th anniversary. A big celebration had been planned and arranged for months. The kidnapping of Daphna and Ella that fateful day had an added chilling dimension. The heavily armed terrorists who broke into their home documented the attack live on Facebook, recording the families seated in the living room where they were forced to identify themselves. This video was how Mayam and the rest of the family and friends discovered the horror. In the live feed video, Noam is shot in the leg and seen bleeding heavily while confirming his name to the camera as Daphna cries beside him. 8-year-old Ella is sitting on Dikla's lap with Dikla holding her close. Dikla's other arm has reached out to Tomer, aged 17. We see Tomer then being taken outside and ordered at gunpoint to convince the neighbors around the kibbutz to leave their safe rooms. When the neighbors opened their doors, they were either murdered or kidnapped. Tomer had no choice in doing this, but he was also told if he would follow these orders, he wouldn't come to harm. His body was found a few days later. A few hours after the Facebook live video, Hamas released a photo of Daphna and Ella sitting on the floor in Gaza, their shorts replaced with long, modest clothes, with a taunting Arabic caption saying, "Wearing prayer clothes is better." It was a cruel confirmation that they were being held captive. And as the days passed, the news of the confirmation of the deaths of Dikla, Tomer, and then Noam reached us one by one. The graphic details cannot be shared, but we heard that their deaths were so violent and brutal that the bodies could not be ritually prepared for their funerals, as per Jewish tradition. Mayam publicly shared that both daughters were born after intensive IVF fertility treatments. She continually said, "I have nothing left to ask of this world but this. If you can't bring my girls back, I'm asking you, I'm begging you, take me to them now. Put me in Gaza, I will be the next hostage. If only I could hold them and tell them that everything will be all right. Hug them and tell them that Imma is here. No matter what, Imma is here." After 51 traumatic days, Mayam was, thank God, finally able to hug her 2 beautiful girls again in an emotional reunion. But the journey to recovery is just beginning. As Mayam said, the girls are returning to a new and complex situation, and now we have a period of recovery that will take time. It is a joy mixed with sadness, joy for my daughters who are here, and sadness for those who have not yet returned. My heart will not be whole again until everyone returns home safely. These two precious, resilient sisters are now home and continue to share an unbreakable bond. Their living conditions for their 51 days in Gaza were horrific. They have both lost weight, having had little food. They didn't shower for 51 days and slept on benches. Much more will be revealed in time, but right now the focus is on their recovery. Over the last 2 weeks, they have received an abundance of affection and treasured moments. Mayan shared Ella's beaming smile as she fed animals in the zoo and being gifted presents from her extended family. Daphne was given a new mobile phone to replace the one that Hamas stole from her. An Israeli pop star who they love visited them for a much-needed boost. The most touching picture for me was seeing them lighting the menorah together on the first night of Hanukkah. But through these strengthening moments, there is a lot of pain underneath. From the trauma of being abducted by Hamas and witnessing their father's horrifying murder right before their eyes and being terrorized right until their release, this will certainly be a very intense psychological healing process. Hamas recorded the girls being handed over on their release, and you see in the video some of the masked terrorists waving at the girls, and Daphne smiling and waving back. Do not be fooled. See beyond the staged footage. Much of the world has fallen into the trap of believing that these joyful parting greetings meant that they were kept in good conditions with respect and comfort. For the sake of the remaining hostages, a lot cannot be spoken about. All I will say is this is entirely false and staged propaganda. In time, I pray that the world will see and know the truth. Amidst all the darkness, there was one thing that kept the girls and their fellow hostages going: Achdut, unity. They shared support and often shared their limited food with the weaker ones. They kept each other strong. This is the essence of Judaism. We need to keep strong and united. Each hostage will come home. There is no other way. On behalf of all our family, I would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering prayers and support. I want to specifically acknowledge the incredible kindness and support of our very own Rebbetzin Leah Hoch, who constantly checked in and delivered the most touching gift when things felt so bleak. She, as well as many others from this community and further afield, those who have been proactively campaigning, and our dear friends, have been a source of immense strength. Their continuous words of positivity and inspiration have made all the difference in the world. Now let's focus our efforts on returning all the remaining hostages, the safety of our soldiers, and to the physical and emotional recovery of all those who have returned. We are celebrating our final night of Hanukkah, when the light is at its brightest and most powerful. My favourite Hanukkah message is that a flicker of light always dispels any darkness. Good will always prevail over evil. No matter how traumatic the past couple of months have been and continue to be, we must hold on to hope and continue to spread light and love in the world. The story of the Maccabees reminds us of our resilience and the triumph of justice over oppression. This resilience, together with hope and faith, have been the foundation of our survival for centuries. In fact, for thousands of years. We will not falter now. Our spirit will never be crushed. Bring them all home. Bring light and healing to all. Amen.